Booting up now. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Like, what am I getting into? Alright, hi. We're playing Tyrion Cuthbert. I hope that's how you say his name. Because I might have been saying it wrong this whole time. Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. Is the game audio too loud? I think it's a little too loud. I think, okay, that's better. Yeah, apparently this is like an Ace Attorney-like game, and that's all I know. I'm kind of the person of my friend group testing this game out to see what it's like. All I know is that's Ace Attorney-like, and it looks like Genshin Impact. I think we're just gonna jump right in. I'm scared. I have no idea what I'm getting into with this one. Let's just start new game. Case 1. Wow. Oh no, I can just start whichever case I want. Okay. We'll just start from case 1. As much as I want to go to the Hawkeye. Okay. The fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them are clash of souls. Souls brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. Oh my god. Sorry, it's just way too anime for me. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. And there I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. And she was stabbing the victim with her magical sword. Oh, that is kind of quiet. Hold on. That's me! Okay, Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim. And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. That moment was burned in my memory. I see. Well, it's funny that you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. What? Objection! Damn, they really bringing out all the fucking anime waifus immediately. Are you accusing my witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. My accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. He knows something. On this battlefield, there's still a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. They have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? Damn it. Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. Why can't you just listen to me? Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir? By the Scaled Lord, what did you... You killed him! Alert the town guard. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure the neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. Cold-hearted aristocrat. Okay. Earlier that day. This music sounds like Angry Birds. Ugh. Feel yourself slowly succumbing to unbearable pain. I don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer. Are you sure you're okay, Cuthbert? You look like you're about to pass out. Oh, this is our Mia. I don't want to be comparing it to Ace Attorney, like, left and right. Ruby Tamura. Don't worry about me, Miss Tamura. I'm fine. You're riding this carriage for days. You're definitely not fine. With each bump in the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous, taking every ounce of willpower just to hold down your lunch. Can I don't think I can pause, can I? No. I'm perfectly fine. If you say so. Let the carriage drive over a large bump in the road. You can feel and hear your stomach retching in protest. The stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time. On second thought. Oh, that's better. Take a deep breath of fresh air. I kind of want to make the text larger. It's pretty small. It's the first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out. Sorry about this. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be this uneven. I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here. You've been on the road with your mentor for days. Together, you've been searching for a man named Flintheart McCoy. Supposedly, he's been a voice of dissonance against King Oliver for the last few decades. You have no idea what kind of business Miss Tomorrow would have with him. Well, you know better than ask questions about her affairs.
Hello, traveler. Welcome to Cornhaven.
The local merchant steps out from one of the nearby shops. He has a wide smile on his face, and he approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of a starving vulture.
But a pair of dignified individuals as yourself care for a refreshing drink.
Those clothes must be from the city. He certainly has a friendly expression, but his thoughts seem very analytical. Well, I don't need a drink, but Miss Moore glances at you, and your stomach rumbles in agreement.
Oh, of course, I have just the thing for an upset stomach.
When carriage like that, I bet I could fleece them for a lot. His thoughts and emotions are laid bare through your eye of Horus. But the merchant's expressions doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking. You wonder if his false smile couldn't get any bigger. At this rate, he might dislocate his jaw.
How about 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces?
50 SP?
You may find the price daunting, but this is organic and fresh-made apple juice.
It's just store-bought apple juice, but I bet they can't tell the difference. At the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice, resting on the table inside the merchant's shop. Store-bought apple juice has been added to your notes. Notes. Tyrion will take mental notes of notable clues he sees in the world. These notes are instrumental to solving mysteries and progressing through the game. You can check these notes at any time by opening the toolbar on the top left of the screen.
Trust me, it's worth the extra gold.
Normally the price wouldn't matter that much to you, but you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Oh shit. Arguments. You start an argument with another character. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence. And once you run out of confidence, you lose the argument. Okay. I think you need to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic. Well, where's it made?
It's produced by the hardworking people in this town, of course. This one time like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products. For certain claims, you'll need to present evidence to refute the claim. To proceed, present the evidence that contradicts your opponent's claim. You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? Oh, how did that get there? Make no mistake. I had that because I wanted to see how my products compare to that of the city. And let me tell you, that mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product. Well, an obvious lie. These juices were far more than what I'm offering. Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal.
Interpreting different arguments. For certain claims, you'll need to look at the opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose a correct response depending on the information seen. Logic, choose this option if the opponent's thoughts contradict something in your notes. Intuition, choose this option if the opponent's thoughts contradict their claim. Empathy, choose this option if your opponent's emotion contradict their claim. This juice is worth far more than what I'm selling. I only use to sell this up for 5 SP for the flask. I'm a little confused here. I think it's intuition then. So it's obvious those flasks are only worth 5 SP.
What? How did you...
Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man. Right. Now, at the corner of your eye, you spot a child watching from far.
Our eyes are fixed on the flask of apple juice. Can I... There we go. About 20 C for 3 flasks.
Of course, sir.
Did that not do it? The kingdom of Wyverngard? Established around 2,000 years ago by the 7 Hierarch Mages. The kingdom is currently ruled by King Oliver de Wyverngard. I'm sorry, I don't know fucking... words. Yield timey words. Also, should I keep my mouse cursor on the screen, or is that distracting? I don't mind it being on or off. And the mages of his nobility. The nobility will tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness. A land where its people share the wealth and succor provided by the kingdom's magic. Thank you. I haven't had anything like this in years. Also, is game audio too loud? Because it's kind of loud in my ear. The child's passing thoughts tell you exactly how much succor the kingdom is sharing. I didn't know you had such an eye for rural economies. Well, I suppose I just have good intuition for this sort of thing. Or did you use another kind of eye? Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horse is an amazing gift. You should take every opportunity to hone it. But try to be more subtle next time. If I can see through you, others will be able to as well. Right. Anyways, I did some asking around while you were haggling. Supposedly the McCoy Tavern should be north of here. If my tip is correct, this should be the place. I think I'll turn it down just a little bit on stream. And I'll just turn it down my ear. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern? With the state it's in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. You find it hard to believe that this has a secret meeting place for dissidents. Now that you think about it, maybe that's the entire point. The tavern has been shut down for years. Nowadays, Flintheart just uses it to host his rallies. Although I do wonder how they've been keeping themselves afloat for this long.
Hey, you lot! The McCoy Tavern is closed.
A gruff man approaches your carriage as you step out of it. He's eyeing you and Miss Tamora, a clear look of contempt on his face. I take it that you're Flintheart McCoy?
I am. What of it?
He's pro Trump for sure. Shut the fuck up. It's awful because he's hot. Sorry for not writing ahead of time. But I'm Ruby Tamora. I want to speak with you.
Ruby Tamora?
Wait, the Ruby Tamora? Any animosity he initially had immediately vanishes. He lets out a laugh. It's as if he were meeting an old friend.
Why didn't you say so? Come on in!
I didn't expect someone like him to know about Miss Tamora. But I suppose it makes sense to both fight against the same enemy. Albeit in different ways.
Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been... Well, anyways, what brings you here? I take it you didn't journey all this way to see my wrecked tavern.
I'm here on behalf of client. We have a proposition that you might be interested in. Is there anywhere that, where we can talk more privately?
Sure. The kitchen is empty.
Wonderful. Tyrion, stay here while I speak with McCoy. What? Did you need my help? There's no need for that.
Like hell there's no need for that! She's trying to make a deal with Flintheart, you can easily read his thoughts to help her.
You desperately want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that causes you to freeze up. You slowly look away from her. Spent some time waiting alone in the tavern's dining area. Already been hours since Mr. Moore and Flintheart went talk in the kitchen. Your faint murmurs from behind the closed door, and even resisting the urge to eavesdrop. Even from here, you can tell that their conversation is slowly becoming more frustrated. Looks like they're going to be a while. Well, it's a good thing you always bring a chess set around. Bring out the small chessboard that you've carried around since you were a child. This can be played with one person, and you've always taken advantage of that. Checkmate. You went against yourself. This time as black. I played 10 games already, I've won 7 out of 10 times as black. Hello? Statistically, white is more likely to win. Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud. Why am I performing so much better when playing as black? Hello? Still notice her, and you're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them.
Might be coming... Oh, shit. Oh. You can remove the... Okay, yeah. Might be coming overconfident as white because it has the first move advantage. Perhaps a very advantage is affecting my choices and making me play in a suboptimal manner. If personal quirk is making me play illogically, then I need to correct it. Hey! What? How long have you been standing there? It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to get your attention for a while now. Oh, sorry. Do you know where my dad is? Your dad? Flintheart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste. Mercenary, okay. Oh, Flintheart's speaking with my mentor right now. Oh. Oh, I want to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done? I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now. Your Flintheart and Mr. Tomorrow's voice is getting louder and more frustrated, but Celeste doesn't seem to notice. Her eyes seem to be focused on your chessboard. This is chess, right? Are you playing against someone? Oh, I'm playing against myself, actually. Oh, that's... You feel a judgmental stare. Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it. Hey, I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself. I was not expecting that to take that kind of turn. That's... Relax, I'm just joking. Anyways, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game? Oh, you know how to play? Sure, I've read about this before. He's read about it? This table's so dusty. She takes a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set up her side of the board, but fumbles with the pieces. She stares at one of them, confused. How do I arrange these things again? Part of you regrets accepting her challenge, but it would be impolite to back out now. Here, I'll arrange them for you. Thanks. Checkmate. You defeat her in 2 moves. Wait, what? Already? How did you do that? You decided against telling her what the name of that mate was. Rematch me, I want to do over. Sure, why not? Sounds as if you had anything better to do. Celeste's brows furrows as she tries to decide her next move, but she hasn't realized that the game is already finished. Here! She moves her knight into a position to attack your queen. You should have stopped your assault on her king, but... Checkmate. A scholar's mate this time. What? Come on, how do you keep doing that? You look at the closed door to the kitchen. Well, how Mr. Moore's discussion is becoming louder. It doesn't sound like they'll be done anytime soon. I can! I'll definitely beat you this time! For someone who clearly never played before, she's quickly improving with each game. It's impressive. She's observing your strategies and adapting them to her playstyle. With the way she's playing now, she could even defeat a nationally ranked noble. Checkmate. But even so, you've been playing this game for a lot longer than she has. How are you always one step ahead of me? It's like you're reading my mind. As if you'd even need to. Just one more game, I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert. Mr. Moore emerges from the kitchen with Flintheart. They both look mentally exhausted. It's as if negotiation didn't go well. Hi, Dad! Oh, hello, sweetie. Flintheart looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides it behind a smile. I wonder what the discussion was about. What's this, some kind of game? Mr. Moore glances at the pizza on the board. Don't feel too bad about losing to him, he's actually ranked. Oh, you're professional? Is that why you're wearing a suit? No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney. An attorney? Speaking of which, she should probably be on her way. Hi, sorry for refusing after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing, but I don't want anything to do with your mage friends. I wonder what he meant by that. Was Mr. Moore trying to introduce him to one of our clients? Anyways, it is getting late. If you leave now, you won't be back to the city until morning. She's right. This region is littered with bandits and, brigands? You won't want to run into them this late. I guess you have a point. We have plenty of empty rooms that could stay in until morning. It's the least I can do after you came all this way. Well, if it's not too much trouble, we might as well stay here until tomorrow. The tavern is shut down, but we could still have some sheets and blankets. I'll go get the rooms ready. Celeste and Flintheart leave the dining area to get your rooms ready. You're left in the dining room with Miss Tomorrow. So I take it that negotiation didn't go well. No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. Well, there's one way to find out. Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. That's such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from your mind. You've had years of practice hiding your thoughts from the Eye of Horus.
Celeste enthusiastically came downstairs. But she seems to have noticed the tension between you and Miss Tamora.
So sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now.
Right. Thank you. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Miss Tamora head upstairs. Reach the upper hallway and see that the 2 rooms that Celeste prepared for you. Miss Tamora stops before entering your room. You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good? Not at first, but she got a lot better as we kept playing. I'm sorry for leaving you there for so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long. No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoy playing against her. I see. Well, I suppose you are at that age. No, it's not like that. It's just that outside tournaments, I never really get to play against another player. And you only ever want to play Shogi against me. Because Shogi is clearly superior. It's complete anarchy, it's what it is. He's bringing fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer. It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. You strongly look at each other, your position's already made. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. There's some things about my work that I just can't tell you about yet. But one day, I'll tell you everything. Right, I'm sorry for prying. I just want to show you that I'm ready to be an attorney. You are. I know you are. The rare praise from your mentor catches you off guard. Anyways, I need to get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. Right. You completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. You lay in the bed that the McCoys prepared for you. And as you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. As it happens, you feel something invasive. Your mind drifts away and you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. You're fairly certain that you're dreaming right now. But some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. You see a woman in the far distance. She's staring directly at you. What presence? She's murmuring something, but you can't make it out. Is she trying to say something to you? Finally found. I finally found you, Heavensborn. You're jolted wide awake. You can't exactly remember what that woman said to you. Whatever her words were, they sent a piercing chill down your spine. Your breath is heavy and your heart is beating at 100 miles per hour. Calm down. It's just a dream. At least that's what you're trying to tell yourself.
Oh, please, just let me explain.
I don't want to hear it. You hear the voice of Celeste and Flintheart ringing out from downstairs. It must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about at this hour? I want you out of my house! Out! Dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slammed the door behind them. What's that all about? None of your business. You only met those 2 today. Probably best not to get involved in their affairs. As you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind. Damn it. You slowly make your way out of your room. The hallway is near pitch black. You barely see a few inches ahead of you. You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You're running Flintheart, who is slowly walking up the stairs. Being this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness. Sorry, I just heard... Right. I forgot you 2 were... His words trail off. Is everything okay? Sorry, I'm just going to... You luckily shimmy past Flintheart to head down the stairs. He doesn't move out of your way, it's clear his mind is elsewhere. You're out at the dining room, but you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly, though, it's hard to tell with how dark the room is. Celeste, are you still here? You don't receive an answer. I remember hearing someone slam the front door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance. Celeste? No answer. Celeste, where are you? Oh god, it's this guy. The merchant you spoke with before steps out from the shop holding a lantern. He appears to be irritated by all the noise you've been making. You're that kid from before. You have any idea what time it is? This is the city. You can't just make a bunch of noise like this. Right, sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy? She's Flintheart's daughter. The merchant's expression becomes a little colder. Do you know them? What do you want with that bastard? What? This who probably woke up half the street with all their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up too. If I heard any more noise, I'm going to call the town guard. Or you can get a word in. The merchant walks back to his home in a huff. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. I can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this. I see your temper's as short as ever, Flintheart. You! Honestly, how do you live in this darkness? Look so. What are you doing here? And how dare you bring that witchcraft into my home? You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have given quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking. And what, you came all this way to convince me to stop? You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidents, no harm will come to you or your family. Huh! Your word is as good as the dirt you lick off of King Oliver's boots. It's as if I'd ever trust the words of a murderer like you. Winheart, please. As someone you once called a friend, I'm only gonna ask you one time. Friend! Friend! I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. I don't have time for your nonsense. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll have much time for anything. Damn it. Bloodheart, you fool. Why can't you just listen to me? Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir. By the Scaled Lord, what did you killed him. Alert the town guard. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. You've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? However long it's been, it's clearly taken a toll on you. Where is she? What am I gonna do now? Your faint voice. Could it be? Oh! As you peer behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing the best to hide it with a smile. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up? Yeah. Is everything okay? It's nothing. It was just an argument. But from the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. You suppose that's none of your business. You decided not to pry further. Have you been looking for me all this time? I have. Thank you. But I'm okay now. You should head back. What about you? I think I'm gonna stay out a little longer. You know that you should mind your business, but I'm sure whatever happened between you two, it's nothing you can't talk out. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Mr. Moore and I get in fights too. No matter what happens, we're always able to talk through it. Sorry, I know it's none of my business, but I just... No, I really appreciate it, thank you. You're right, let's go back. What? You're right back at the McCoy Tavern, but it's now surrounded by several carriages and knights clad in plate armor. Is that the Inquisition? What? The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic. I say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin. What? No! No! She reaches the tavern for you, and before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. She drops to the ground in tears. There she is. Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyvern Guard crown, and placing you under arrest. On seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from his grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, 3 other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. In between the 3 knights, it's taken all their strength to subdue her. What are you doing to her? What's going on here? Tyrion! As Tamora approaches you, you breathe a small sigh of relief when you see that she's okay. Miss Tamora! Ugh, I should have known that he was one of yours. Just stay out of our way. Miss Tamora, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here? I'm surprised myself, but from what I understand, Flintheart McCoy has been murdered. Murdered?
still save, why not? Follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Miss Tamora, Celeste was the prime suspect in Flintheart's murder, and due to the supposed nature of the crime, her case would be pushed to trial immediately. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. I promise I'm not tired. Oh, maybe I'm a little tired, because I only got like 3 hours of sleep. Just talking a lot makes me yawn, so... yeah. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic. So why is Celeste the prime suspect? Could she be a mage? This is ridiculous. She has the right to speak to an attorney. And as you find yourself met with another hurdle, a very frustrating one. Yeah, well, we can't let you see her until she's been processed. Trial's in an hour. How's she not been processed yet? Just say the game boring? No, it's actually kind of interesting. I really like that the little gameplay part we had with the merchant guy. I think the way that they're going about telling the story is kind of weird, but whatever. It's the first case. I'll let it slide. I don't know what to tell you, kid. I wish I could help. You don't need to use eye to know that that's a complete lie. So you're really planning on defending her? Do you know she can even afford a lawyer? I can't just stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her father like that. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Attorney's runestone. Magical runestone allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like a badge for them. This is an attorney's runestone? If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. I begin to tear up. You've wanted one of these ever since you were a child. It's basically a badge of honor for attorneys. Don't cry, Cuthbert. Sorry. Anyways, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. They hate people like us, and they'll do everything in their power to sabotage you. Damn, so this is literally like Japan. Damn it! You knew that they'd try to get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do it this blatantly. Ugh, what is all this nonsense? You're that knight from tavern. It's Commander Orium White to you, kid. Orium White, occupation knight. Huh, I had a feeling tomorrow will be sniffing around this case. I'd expect her to send a kid to do her dirty work. Commander, he says that he wants to talk to the mage, and she's got a right to attorney, doesn't she? Well, she hasn't been processed. Running away looks confused for a moment. What kind of bullshit are you trying to pull? Let him through, you idiot. Yes, sir. Knight leads you to the halls of the dungeon. For something built in capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. Pick up the negative emotions from the prisoners nearby. It's a heavy and almost crushing feeling. You always have to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. Oh my gosh, we're an empath! Never felt this much concentrated despair before. Oh, it's you! Celeste is lying down on the cold floor in one of the dungeon cells. But she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. What are you doing here? Miss Tamora told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? Why are they blaming me for it? I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there are elements of magic involved in what happened. Since they arrested you based on the evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? Yes, I am. Do you have any noble blood? Of course not! Why did you say that? Sorry, but the ability to use magic is hereditary. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Flintheart McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. It'd probably be best not to push the matter further. Anyways, you're probably arrested because you're a mage. What? The crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time. Is that seriously the only reason? I only know how to cast one spell. The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge within the hour. What? No one told me anything! Damn it, they weren't even planning on telling her? If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial. Right, I forgot that you were an attorney! Would you really do that for me?
After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing.
They're part of the kingdom! Do we even have a chance?
Celeste, man, king, or god, I won't let them do anything to you.
What?
Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying.
No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this for me.
It's clear this entire situation is bittersweet for her. Because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you begin to doubt whether or not you can really do this.
No, you...
Oh, sorry, I thought that was her. No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason why I became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you'll acquit Celeste. Will we, though? The courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom. Actually, entering the courtroom is taking a lot of wind out of your sails. You stand by it. Dog, we literally saw the guy kill him! Even then, like, if they didn't show that guy, it was kind of obvious that we ran into him. And then we were out looking for her. I mean, she could have, like, come back and killed him and we found her or whatever, but yeah. You've never been here as an attorney before. You've only ever acted as Mr. Moore's assistant. One of the prosecutor's bench is staring at you. Miss Moore mentioned her before you went to see Celeste. What's her name again? You think it was Arya Steeland? I feel the coldness of her glare burrowing into you. Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you? It's working. Oh my gosh. He kind of like if you remove the hair, I feel like he could be Walter White. Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Oh, the defense is also ready, Your Honor.
He doesn't necessarily sound very ready.
Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Stillwood, please list the charges.
The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage.
Wait, did she just say mercenary?
Yeah, I had to take up a job after my family's tavern was shut down.
Oh, right. That's not exactly the first occupation you choose.
He's charged with secondary murder and negligent misuse of the arcane arts.
I see, so there was magic involved.
Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago.
Arcane art evocation? I do like how they have like the occupation and like the age and all that, like right here, so you have to like go into your menu, whatever. Pretty basic stuff in here. Text log, save. I don't know what that button does. I'm too afraid to find out. I assume that's end the game.
The locals report hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. As later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then he found the victim, the defense sword still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. As report, Flintheart McCoy has been added to your notes. Died after being stabbed from behind by a magical blade. Fatal wounds show heavy traces of transmutation magic. Celeste's sword. The alleged murder weapon. It's an ornately designed sword, but has no magical properties.
What was the defendant's relationship to the victim? I see that they share the same last name.
The defendant is the victim's daughter. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown.
I see. What unfortunate turn of events.
To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orium White to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court.
My name is Orium White. I'm a commander of the Arcane Inquisition.
Orium, could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation?
Alright, let's fucking do this. Yeah. We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flintheart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside him. There were several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. The argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword. Isn't that really incriminating? Wait, did I miss something? Okay, no, it's just some ellipses. Whatever possessions is a murder weapon. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank. Mr. Cuthbert. Hey, what are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right? I'm sorry, I don't... Anxiety is just getting worse. Your breath's become more and more desperate. Are you hyperventilating? What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby tomorrow today. But it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it's clear the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence. This gate's pretty open and shut. No, wait! This isn't what's supposed to happen. I'm sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Frey. She's found guilty. What? But that means... Are they gonna execute her? No, not again. Are you seriously gonna let that happen again? Tyrion! Celeste grabs your shoulder and shakes you out of your panic. You need to calm down! Her gaze is calm and focused despite the gravity situation, but she looks stern, not angry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to... Stop! Just listen to me! You know what to do, right? Just do it! Just do it the same way you play chess! What? I don't know, you were just so calm and focused when you were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces? Doesn't make any sense, and yet... Take a moment to focus and let everything else disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth, each of those is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin cross-examining the witness. Very well. Huh. There we go. Thank God that worked! Carefully examine every statement he made and find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove that his testimony is false. Oh man, this is so Ace Attorney. Let's go. Cross-examinations. You're cross-examining a witness. Carefully examine each statement that they made and find the statement that contradicts a clue, spell, or profile in your notes. Once you identify the false statement, click the present options and present the contradicting evidence to move forward. Okay, press or present. Okay. At a call late at night, someone discovered a dead body inside the McQueen Tavern. At what time exactly did you get this call, and who discovered the body? The call came at 1:25 a.m. I spoke with a witness who discovered it. He wanted to remain incognito. It's unusual for a witness to stay anonymous. It's well within their right. This would be a lot easier if you questioned the witness directly. What happened when you arrived, Commander? Right on the scene, we found Flintheart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside him. How did you know that the sword was my client's? Your sword is made out of some kind of special alloy. I think it was forged out of the country or something. It'd be hard to mistake something like that. We also have several eyewitnesses verify that the sword belonged to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off. But even if the sword belonged to my client, that doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him. Yeah, well... There's several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. How do they know it was my clients and the victim that were arguing? You were there, weren't you? You had to have heard them too. Every witness we talked to knew it was them. Well... Your Honor, it's clear that the defense is playing devil's advocate. Even he should have recognized their voices. Well, they got you there. Our argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using our magic sword. That's conjecture. Weren't there plenty of people around who could have committed the crime? That tavern had been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Ruby Tomorrow were the only ones there before the body was discovered. Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her. Well, it's a given that Mr. Moore didn't do this, and it'll be hard to prove that someone else was at the crime scene. They can't help but feel that there's something off about what he just said. She didn't panic so much before. His testimony is straightforward, but that'll actually make this easier. Assuming that Miss McCoy is innocent, there has to be a flaw in his logic. You just need to compare every statement to each piece of evidence in your notes. Find a contradiction and present that evidence to the contradicting statement. Okay, I think I got it. Has no magical properties, yeah. I wish it showed, like, what was said here so we don't have to go back and forth. Yeah.
That is very quiet. Let me... I assume that's in sound effect volume? Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword. Am I correct? Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene. I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that. The defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him. That may be the case, so take a look at the autopsy report. It says that the fatal wound had heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic in the body? What? To leave a trace like that, the wound would have to have been created with something magical. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it is entirely mundane. That doesn't make a lick of sense. If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body? Yes, I find that quite strange as well. Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. That wound was created magically. And someone shoved the sword into the wound after. The hell are you talking about? The defendant is a damn mage. He could easily kill the victim using magic. That may be, Commander. But why would she kill the victim using magic, and then stab him with her sword? You're just being incriminating yourself! Okay. No, if anything, the series of events proves one thing. Someone needs magic to kill the victim. And they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her.
Objection!
Don't get ahead of yourself. What? Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. He claims that a third party committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. But wouldn't the simple explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death. That is what left the magical trace in the body. Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic. What? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this. It's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. That defendant over there, her spell compendium has a spell called Mage's Blade. She wants to use it on the sword before stabbing the victim. That spell is the reason why there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound. So her spell compendium conveys a spell called Mage's Blade. A spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell. That means she can only cast that one spell. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you? No, I left it at the tavern after... Well, you know. If you can't look at the description for Mage Blade, you'll have to approach this another way. The commander's testimony was a lot vaguer this time. If you could press his statements, you might be able to find new information that you can use against him. Press statements. From the cross statements, you can press statements to acquire more information. Sometimes pressing the right statement can make the witness add a statement to their testimony. Okay. Magic can still be channeled through it. Let's see about this one. Mage Blade? It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I also use it when I need to cut through my enemy's plate's armor. I didn't realize that she led such a lethal lifestyle. But anyway, wouldn't that be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death. The victim and the defendant were in intense argument. Perhaps she used a spell in a fit of rage. It was a crime of passion, after all. Ugh, that theory's a little far-fetched. But you'll need hard evidence if you want to disprove it. Use it on her sword before stabbing the victim. Why should she go to the trouble of doing that? Her sword alone would have been enough to commit the murder. Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Is that just your own personal bias, Commander? We don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is that magic was present at the crime. Do you have any evidence to the contrary? You don't, yet. That spell is the reason why there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound. If she used a spell like that, wouldn't that have created traces of magic on the ground? How so? Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. That would mean that the victim fell to the ground with the sword still inside him. At this point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with him. We're already way ahead of you. We had people scan the crime scene. We found traces of transmutation magic right on the body, just like you said. Oh. You still don't believe me. I have a picture of the crime scene right here. Oh? Why was this picture not brought to my attention? There was no need. This entire case is open and shut.
And see pictures and add it to your notes. I've seen pictures of the dead before, but it feels different now that the body is of someone you knew. Looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. The shape is a little weird, isn't it? What was that just now? You're in the photo, she killed him with a stab from the front. Aha, you're dumb. Stab from behind you. Objection! The objection's very quiet. I'm sorry, Commander White, but it seems that you presented another glaring contradiction. Oh yeah? And what's that? You said that my client stabbed the victim from the front, am I correct? Yeah, you can see it plain in their picture. So there's a contradiction. That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows that the victim was stabbed from the front. The autopsy report says that he died from a stab from behind. What? Objection! Orium, you're supposed to release everything you had. You're supposed to release everything that you had. Why was this photo given to me? There was no need. There's no way it could have been anyone other than that damn mage. Or was ringing out from across the gallery. And no matter how corrupt the justice system was, they wouldn't be able to cover up such blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them. Order in the court! Miss Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this? I'll tell you what the meaning behind this is, Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from his back. This photo clearly shows the sword entered from his front. This can only mean one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created. But that's crazy! You honestly expect us to believe that? Then please enlighten me, Commander White. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way? You think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of her sword? I didn't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a clear mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side. It appears that I underestimated you, Mr. Cuthbert. But you still got yourself, you still got ahead of yourself. How so? Really, Miss Steelwind? I believe that Mr. Cuthbert has adequately cast doubt on your case. Oh, did he now? Then let me ask you one question, Miss Cuthbert. If you claim you didn't kill you didn't kill Flintheart McCoy, then who did? How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out. Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence. But in fact still stands. There was magic detected on the wound of the sword. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? I don't like where she's going with this. Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. That mage is your client. What? The defendant was also established to have been with the victim hours before his death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question. I see, that certainly does change matters. I can't say that the prosecution evidence is irrefutable, but there's still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant. Damn it, you almost had them. There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We'll give law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct the investigation more thoroughly this time. We'll resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. I do love the judge's fucking, you know, the... This looks pretty badass. Hello, Cuthbert. As you walk out of the courtroom with Celeste, you are greeted by Miss Tamora. Miss Tamora, you're here? You recall how you froze up during the first cross-examination. Feel a little ashamed that your mentor saw all that. Well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it together. And once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I wanted to give you this. So spell committee has added to your notes. Mage Blade. Incantation Arcane. Gesture none. Duration 1 minute. Concentration yes. With the duration of the spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. Under the effects of the spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target object must be no longer than a 5-foot cube. The target object? My spell compendium? I selected from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived.
I thought it'd be best for you to have it. So this is your spell compendium. It only has one spell. Mage's Blade. This means that the prosecution has to prove that Celeste used that specific spell. They'll strict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. But that prosecutor is really something else. You mean Prosecutor Sealwind? I still remember her ripping glare. Gives me chills just thinking about it. You didn't even know, but it was also her first trial. Really? I thought that her inexperience would make for a good first opponent. That girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. Makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean? The Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they are the, only one of the few who answer directly to the king. Most members of the house take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military. So it's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. Steelwind. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before. In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until the court resumes. Right! Oh, sorry. Right, now that I have time, I'd like to ask some questions, Celeste. Even about the argument you had with her father. Oh! You see the bailiff staring daggers at Celeste. Looks like they've been waiting. They're waiting to take her back to the cell. Whatever questions you have for her, we'll have to wait. I should probably go. Celeste walks away, avoiding eye contact with you. Bringing up her argument with Flintheart may have struck a nerve. I'll seize this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. I'd be surprised if the Inquisition missed something. You utterly embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice. Right, there are still a lot of things we don't know about. As much as I hate to admit it, your skills of deduction are far surpass mine. If one can figure out what really happened that night, it's you. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good. We'll keep going. You're right back at the McCoy Tavern. Luckily for you, the Inquisition set up a teleportation circle for you to use. That circle, you can magically teleport between the capital and the crime scene instantaneously. Definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Commander White takes notice of you as you enter the tavern. Looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene. I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate this crime scene as you do. Yeah, whatever. Just remember I got my eye on you, kid. The autopsy report seems to be pretty detailed in some aspects and vague in others. Why is that? I'm not sure about the details, but the autopsy is performed by a mage who studies divination. The magic gives us details on how someone dies, with only a few blind spots. Blind spots? Like what? Well, for one thing, it's if someone mucks around the body after death, the reports become muddled. Divination magic can tell what happened to a body, but not in what order and what times. But someone definitely stabbed Flintheart's body with Celeste's sword. If what he's saying is true, that would be much harder to figure out than what kind of weapon originally killed him. Look at my badge. What do you think about this? I don't know what you're expecting me to say. Not much to say about that. Maybe let's try something else. The mage's sword really is strange. It's almost a shame that we had to confiscate it. It's really that abnormal. It's definitely not like any kind of sword I've seen. I wonder if it was forged in the Eastern Key Rooms. I've never seen a real spell compendium before. Still not exactly sure how they work. Well, spell compendiums are magical devices that display exactly which spells a mage can cast. You probably guessed, but the Inquisition uses these things all the time. Right, having the information is definitely a blessing for the defense and the prosecution. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case. As if I helped the likes of you. That's all your bosses, and I know what you're up to. I was probably sent you here to con me. What? I'm just looking for some information. Unlikely story. He was cooperative before when he let you see Celeste. Why is he being so stubborn now? Is he hearing that you embarrassed him in court today? In case you won't get anywhere this way. Well, if you want his help, you need to persuade him through an argument. Psychological profiles. It helps to prepare for starting an argument with someone. Talk to him or present items to him to build psychological profile for him. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, you'll receive more information during any arguments against him. Oh, is it? What do you think about the book?
I'd ask, did something happen to you, Miss Tamora? Huh, Miss Tamora? What are you, her lackey or something? No, actually, she's my guardian. Oh, I didn't know she even had a... Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two. But, no good will ever come from associating with her. It's about the rumors, isn't it? Throughout the years, there have been several insidious rumors surrounding Miss Tamora. She's been accused of forgery, blackmail, and all manners of illegal activities. Really misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. I've always been fine with it, but you can't help but get angry on her behalf. More than just rumors, I've seen it for myself. Someone is an evil kid. She defends mages who don't have the protection of the nobility. She's not evil, she's a hero. Yeah, whatever. I expected to go like that to be a mercenary. But I also never expected her to be a murderer either. She's not a murderer, I'll prove it at trial tomorrow. Yeah, whatever you say, kid. And this prosecutor Sealand's first trial. She must be pretty talented, that's true. Pain in my ass is what she is. The damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. I honestly have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work. She's a mage from a noble house, isn't she? She must be pretty powerful mage. Huh, powerful's an understatement. Anyone in those Sealands could turn this entire town into a glass crater. What? There's no way that's true, right? I never knew Tamora had a kid. Well, why have I never seen you before? I tend to stay inside a lot. As a child, you couldn't control the eye horse that well. Hearing the myriad of thoughts from a large crowd tended to be overwhelming for you. I only ever seen her as a ruthless lawyer. It's hard to imagine a woman like that taking care of a kid. Well, she was just as ruthless as the Guardian. So what does it Arcane Inquisition do exactly? Trying to pick a fight with me? No, I'm just genuinely curious. Well, I'm sure you already know, but us Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic. Do crimes like this happen often? Nah, maybe once in a blue moon. Makes sense, most mages are in the nobility after all. If they are untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting into trouble with the law. Must have an easy job then. You got that right. The reason he exists to clean up the nobility's messes. He doesn't seem that happy about it. Mages. Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages? You're damn right I do. Wow, he didn't even try to deny it. If you had any sense, you would too. All a mage has to do is wave their hands and say some magic nonsense. They suddenly have a dead body on the ground. They're gonna be started on mage blight. If some noble uses magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. I don't know if that's going too far, but why join the Inquisition if you hate mage so much? Considering the fact that, my job is to sweep the nobility's crimes under the rug. So, sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate. Nope, you have the right of it. Anytime a noble is involved in the case, I'm more to look the other way. I'm so very happy to do that. Why would you say in this line of work? Because every once in a while, I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. You can't go out with the nobles, but any other mage is fair game. At least they were before your boss showed up. Your boss said he has something against Mr. Tamora. Or my psychological profile is complete. I have to ask, does something happen between you and Mr. Tamora? Huh, Mr. Tamora? Okay. Anyway, seems unusually hostile towards you. And you have a feeling it's not just because you embarrassed him in court today. Figure out this misunderstanding, you might be able to convince him to help you. Alright, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Do you have a problem with me, Commander White? You know exactly what my problem is with you. I saw who you work for. It's spelled out for you. Read tomorrow's court lawyer. Does your boss not tell you what she gets up to? Allocations and arguments. Arguments are not always fought using hard evidence. Sometimes you need to allocate to convince your opponent that their claim is wrong. In prompted for an allocation, choose one of three possible reasons. Correct responses can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. Defend. You have no right to throw base accusations against me, Mr. Tamora. Regarding what Mr. Tamora has done, I'm the one heading this case. Doesn't matter how you feel about me or Mr. Tamora. What matters is that my client deserves fair trial with fair representation. Doesn't matter how you feel about me or Miss Tomorrow. It matters that my client deserves a fair trial and with fair representation. What I'm trying to do is give that to her. I've seen them do all kinds of shady shit in the cases I've worked. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. You're just another crook. I'll bet you're just the same assessor of the devil defense attorneys. Oh my gosh, he'd be pissed. Hey, I'm not rude tomorrow, regardless of what you've seen her do. I'm gonna run an honest case. I'm not rude tomorrow. It doesn't matter if the rumors are true or not. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm gonna run an honest case. Look at it. I'd like nothing more than believe you. After everything I've seen her do, I know better. I have no reason to trust you. Anyone taught by that woman can't be anything more than a crook. If none done has given you any reason to suspect me. That's true. Right now, I'm just a defense attorney that's asking you for information. Nothing that I've done has given you a reason to suspect me. Nice. I really like this. It's like I assume this is like this guy's Magatama, like comparing to fucking Ace Attorney again. I really like this compared to like the Magatama. I think it's kind of cool. You just want some info, right? Yes, that's all I'm asking for. All right, I'll answer your question. Just don't make me regret this. Successfully persuaded Orion White. It probably goes without saying, but I don't believe that the sword is the murder weapon. Right, I guess you have yet to prove that someone else put the sword there. The Inquisition find anything special on the scene? If you're asking if we found another bloody weapon lying around, we definitely didn't. That would be a little too convenient, wouldn't it? Let's say that girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. You think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern? Doubt it. After the trial, Steel wouldn't turn the place upside down and scan it with her magic. If someone did hide a murder weapon here, they hid it well. They hid it in plain sight. Orion's mistake. Emily made such an obvious mistake during investigation. No, she said it with that, and I already got an earful from Steelin about that mess. Well, you don't have to worry about me mucking things up. Steelin's basically taken over the entire investigation. Wait, does she have the authority to do that? Normally she wouldn't, but I know better than to go against orders from a noble. Right, there's definitely a strange power dynamic between them. But honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. You can have my men drop a skeleton map of the crime scene. Wait, really? Do you have a copy? Sure, knock yourself out. Don't know how much good it'll do you. Crime scene map, McCoy Tavern is added to your notes. That's the door. I think this is where he's killed over here. I heard that this was Prosecutor Steelman's first trial. He's supposed to be pretty talented if that's true. Anyway, okay, yeah, we've read this before. Let's examine. The Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magical lamp right there. I wonder why they're not using those instead. What? Chalk outline of the person on the ground of a person on the ground of the tavern. It's probably where Flintheart died. The outline matches a picture that the Inquisition took. It seems out of place here. Broken bottle on the floor. It shattered close to the chalk outline of the body. The label has the word Lotus Juice on it. Is that a fucking Persona reference? I gotta take a screenshot, I'm sorry. I never heard that brand before. Must be foreign. That remains of the bottle you found next to Flintheart McCoy's body. The label says the word Lotus Juice. Bottom-looking lamp out on the wall. It's a lamp powered by
Artificery? I expect to find something so sophisticated in a town like this. Oh, artificery is just another form of magic. Actually, artificery draws from surrounding ley lines to... I didn't ask for a science lesson, kid. Anyway, look what the artificery got these folks. Their arcane power is still broke, and they haven't had any power for weeks. You have nothing to beat a good old oil and flame. Broken power cell. The McCoy Inn is outfitted with several lamps powered by artificery. However, the arcane power cell had been broken for weeks and lamps can't be turned on. Finding a man in a suit, there's some text on it. Adam Evil Eye. Politician the pedantic. I've heard of this guy. Some kind of politician from one of the nations west of here. He's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election they have going on there. An election? Was Flintheart studying democracies for his little revolution? It's a painting of a mage, and there's some text on it. Samala Dalin. Legendary practitioner of the arcane arts, he mysteriously disappeared one day. Turns out he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and Dalian was quickly lost control of his magic. His body was never found. Many speculate that he didn't actually die during the accident. If that's true, where did he end up? Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic. That might explain why Flintheart keeps it in his tavern. I think we've checked everything. I do like how it kind of has like that. It's a little confusing, like where your mouse cursor is and where the actual thing is, but that's alright. You found everything that you can here, but what does it all mean? There's no murder weapon to be found, and there's no obvious evidence of another person at the scene. Are you okay? You got quiet all of a sudden. Alright, just focus. Close your eyes and let everything else disappear from the world. Hey, you listening? There's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death. What? What can we tell about how Flintheart died? There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death? Oh, what? The killer attacked Flintheart after... Let's didn't move after the murder. Okay, hold on. Let's didn't move during the murder. What did you say? Hi, Viv. Oh, Flintheart didn't move after the murder. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense. No, there was no blood trail... What? There was no blood trail where Flintheart's body was. The lack of blood trail tells something important, namely where Flintheart was of the murder. What? Didn't move during the murder? Flintheart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. Yes, this is a murder mystery. What's up, Char? Yeah, I guess you're right. There's also the autopsy report. There's also the autopsy report that said he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. As soon as the attack happened at the position, he fell over. Currency map McCoy Tavern's updated in your notes. Also, the shattered bottle of lotus juice. The bottle shattered. I doubt it means anything, but the shattered bottle is right next to the body. Right, Flintheart dropped the bottle during the attack. Flintheart dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that, we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. What's so strange about one bottle, though?
It may seem like an insignificant detail, but that detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder. Right. Also the fact that the artificery lights were out. Were those candles here when you arrived at the crime scene, Orium? No, we had to light some so we could see the crime scene properly. We thought it was weird too. The girl and her father must have had their argument in pitch black darkness. We infer about the state of the crime scene. So they didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights. The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. You know it, Viv. The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. Margaret that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. In this darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was sat from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He was clearly surprised and was probably in too much shock to run away. He felt the vibes. I mean, he's a detective, so, like, you already know. He was clearly surprised, was probably too much shock to run away. Also, while emaciated in his condition, but he was holding it when he was attacked. He was pouring a drink for himself. Maybe it was for a visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart. Kid? The assailant attacked him from his blind side while his back was turned. Why his back be turned, though? Was he distracted or something? Kid! But what? What's that all about? Sorry, sometimes you get lost in my own thoughts. Yeah, well, cut it out. You're freaking me out. Right. Anyway, you think you found everything you can here. Probably move somewhere else. People keep seeing you here, they're gonna start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All I have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over. Landing upstairs, you spot the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. Seems to be in some kind of argument. Enough, I will do as I see fit. You may be a Sylvan, but this is my land. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're the defense attorney from the trial. I am. I'm sorry, but who? Oh, how rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. As ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial. As misguided as it may be. I suppose that you also think my client is guilty? It doesn't matter what I think. The entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for the nobility and the nobility alone. It is a symbol of the aristocracy and our divine right to rule. Yeah, I saw that. 38, by the way. Now that bastard child has tainted the symbol in the public eye. Oh, that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all this. Even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Someone must take the fall, lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption. So you're saying that she should be found guilty even if she's innocent? What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? All the public will see is a mage going free despite a myriad of evidence. That alone will be enough to cause public outrage. The tension between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as it is. What is one insignificant girl when compared to the stability of our great kingdom? That's enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. Huh. I can't repeat what he said, but I don't agree with it. What? The system should be based on truth and justice, not on public opinion. Well, why are you working against my client? You honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father? It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals. Just as I will fight for mine. It's hard to get a read on that woman. There's a door at the end of the hallway. What? Looks as if it's seen some use recently. Try to open the door, but it seems locked. Perhaps someone might have a key to open it. The doors lead to guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that you and Miss Tamora use, they don't look like they've been open for quite some time. Some candles lighting up the hallway. They look like they used to be part of old architecture.
Oh, Cuthbert, you're back already? Sorry, I guess I'm just a little lost about where to go next. Oh, I suppose I gave you some guidance. This time. Listen, sometimes it helps to speak with someone about the investigation. One character will almost always be able to assist you. You can speak with them about the investigation or ask them where to go next. Right now, Miss Ruby Tomorrow is assisting you, but who knows, maybe someone else might help you in the future. Thanks, Lee. Where to go next, Mr. Tomorrow? Inquisitor should be done questioning Celeste by now. You want to talk to her and find out why she was arguing with Flintheart. Alright. That's kind of cool. You return to the cell that Celeste has been kept in. The ambient despair in the air fills your mind with a horrendous stench. You do your best to ignore the emotions of the prisoners, but you haven't had much practice blocking out this many people. As you arrive, you see Celeste huddled down in the corner. She sees you. Her dour mood seems to lift, if only for a moment. Dour? Is that a word? Bentley is severe, stern, or gloomy. Is that where Houndour comes from? Yeah, we have our own fucking mood matrix. I said I'd stop comparing this game to Ace Attorney, but I'm sorry, there's too many fucking similarities. Oh, hi, Mr. Cuthbert. There's no need to address me so formally, just call me Tyrion. Okay. Anyways, I came here to ask you some questions about the case. Right. Trial. I'm sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost this trial. No, there's no need to apologize. You did great. It's only thanks to her. If she hadn't calmed you down, who knows what would happen. But I still don't understand, though. Why were the traces of magic on my dad's body? Right, those traces of magic were on the sword and the body. Magical traces are particles of magic residue that are left behind with when a mage casts a spell. They only linger around for 40 hours, and that gives you a rough timeline of when and where the spell is cast. Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day? I did. I usually cast it when I train in the morning. That explains why there were trace on the sword, at least. The trace on my sword leave the magical trace on my dad's body? No, magical traces can't be moved around physically. For a spell to leave a trace, it has to be active when physical contact is made. Really? What does that mean, then? Whatever killed your father had a transmutation spell active on at the time. The magical trace on your sword was just an unlucky coincidence. I can't believe this. Just tell me more about your father. Sorry, I know this must be difficult after everything that's happened. No, it's okay. If it helps you, I'll try my best to answer your questions. Were you too close? We were. I'm sure you know this by now, but I was adopted by him and my mom. But even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until... Until what? Does that have something to do with the argument they had? I'm sorry to say this, but I could hear your argument from my room that night. Could you tell me about what happened? For as long as I can remember, my dad has hated mages. I'm not sure why, but if you even mention magic around him, he'll fly into a rage. So I hid my magic from my family. But why even learn magic in the first place? If you really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without using it. Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use magic to enhance my abilities to fight. Most mages are in the nobility, so people will pay a lot for a sellsword who can use magic. So that's why she's a mercenary. But I know now, learning magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell compendium. He confronted me about it. I finally came clean to him. Oh my gosh. This is like fucking coming out of the closet. That's when he flew into one of his rages. He shot at me. He told me that I betrayed him and his family. I'm so sorry. I can't believe how that must have felt. I deserve every bit of it. I knew how much he hated magic, but I learned to use it anyway. He showed me so much love, and I just threw it all away. Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you. No, I could see in his eye he hated me. And he died hating me. You'll start pain in your chest as you see that thought. So there was a locked room in the tavern. It's at the very end of a hallway upstairs. The Inquisition should probably search it already, but I just want to investigate it to make sure. A locked room at the end of the hallway? I think that's my room. Do you know how I can get in there? It's the only room in the tavern that I haven't investigated. I feel a suspicious gaze from Celeste. What's I look for? I'm your lawyer. I'm not going to do anything weird. Sorry, you're right. Here, you can use this key to get inside. Mage blade. It's a spell that magically sharpens my sword so that I can cut through plate armor. When did you even use a spell like that? Well, it's not just for plate armor. You can cut through all kinds of things with it. Trees, boulders, ballista, fortified gates. It cuts through most of the things like butter. You start to wonder what kind of life she led before this case. I shouldn't show this to her. Sorry, I've been through enough. You shouldn't remind her about her father's death unnecessarily. Can you tell me more about this? Oh, I don't really know what to say about that. Sorry. I expect to find an artificery in a village like yours. Yeah, I bought it for my family to make their lives easier. But I think it just made things more complicated. Yeah, without an arcane power cell, those lights aren't very useful. Ow. I hurt my elbow. Alright, let's go back. You just get into Celeste's room. However, you're startled when you notice that someone else is already inside. I've already told you knights everything that I know. What more do you... Oh, aren't you Celeste's attorney? I am. Who are you? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Julian McCoy. I'm Celeste's mother. How's the trial this morning? I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for my daughter. So this is Celeste's mother. I might be able to tell you more about Flintheart. About that, do you mind if I ask you some questions about my investigation? Of course, I'll do anything to help. Leaves. No. Flintheart. Can you tell me why your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people dislike the nobility and associate magic with them. But on that night, it's like he was furious with Celeste specifically because she was a mage. You must have talked to Celeste. I wasn't there when the argument happened, but I can only imagine what he said to her. Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much? Celeste doesn't know about this, but years ago Flintheart had a sister named Effie. Effie? I think Effie. When we were all children, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce. He was son of the ruling noble at the time. Garrick Pierce, isn't that the noble that was speaking with Steelwind earlier? We were all in Sephiroth all the time. He'd always sneak in town to play with us against his family's wishes. Probably weren't too happy about that. He was quite rebellious back then. But anything changed when Garrick began learning how to use magic. They're friends? They're, what, 14 years apart? One day when we were playing together, I wanted to show off the spells that he learned. He was told not to use his magic while his instructor there, but he was just too excited. He began casting spells, but something went horribly wrong. He lost control of his magic and fatally wounded Effie. I tried bringing her back into town, but by that time it was too late. She's already gone. I'm sorry, that must have been traumatizing for all of you. The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. House Pierce used their connection to cover up what happened. They even threatened Flintheart's family into keeping quiet. After that, the official story was that Effie had been mauled by a wolf. That's not surprising. The nobility seldom take responsibility for actions, even for a mistake like that. Nothing changed in Flintheart after that. He began speaking out against the nobility. Eventually, he started hosting rallies in this very tavern. Each night, more and more people began to listen to his words and joining his cause. The number of people that he'd gotten under his banner were terrifying. There were even talks of an outright revolution against the kingdom. That might explain why someone would go out of their way to kill him. I knew how much danger he was putting himself in, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste. Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become part of your family? It all happened many years ago, back when the McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. We waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. And the baby was Celeste? Yes, Flintheart and I had always wanted a child. I thought that Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. Well, one day I saw Celeste practicing magic. I think that's when I realized that someone from the nobility must have abandoned her at her inn. I didn't care though. I loved her with all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did too. Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time? I did. You didn't, you haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flintheart must have noticed too, but I think he didn't want to believe it. Oh my gosh. This is so clear-coded. It's my fault. I should have forced...
I should have forced him to see the truth. Trying to find a good place for my webcam. I think top right corner is the best spot. We'll just go right there. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks that her father hated her because she was a mage. There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. By seeing them together, you figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades that I'd seen him so genuinely happy. Must have been really close. More than anything. You want to hear the story? Celeste had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink that she loved. I think it was called Lotus Juice or something strange like that. Well, Flintheart did everything he could to have it shipped here. He called in a bunch of favors with some of his revolutionary friends. In the end, he was only able to get a single bottle of it. Is it really that rare? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if it were the only bottle of Lotus Juice in the region. Wait a minute, Lotus Juice? Is this the bottle that Flintheart brought? Put her a picture of the shattered bottle that you found next to Flintheart's body. It is! Oh no, he was going to surprise her with it. The broken piece next to Flintheart's. Well, I found them in the dining area. That's strange. He'd been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really? When was the last time you saw it? Right before I left the house that night. It was right before their big argument. So I was just laying around the bar. He decided to retrieve it after the argument. Alright, you think you investigate everything you can for now, but there's still one last thing you need to do. Ready yourself up for one last conversation with Celeste. Oh, you're back! Did you forget something? Actually, there's one last thing I want to talk to you about. Oh? Earlier you said something that I just can't let go. You said that your father died hating you. After everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true. Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. I just really want to reach her. She keeps believing that he hated her, but the thought will eat away at her for the rest of her life. You know that better than anyone else. He's just trying to make me feel better. Looks like it won't be that simple. We need to win an argument against her if we want her to see the truth. So as soon as her father died hating her, but as seeing them together and learning about them, you know that can't possibly be true. You need to convince her of that. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it. But everyone knows that my father hated mages. No, his hated magic, there's no reason behind it. I don't know if this is my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much. What? When Flintheart was a child, he had a younger sister. He was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic. I never knew. That doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me. It was such to me to learn magic. I knew how much he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyway. Magic killed someone he loved. No wonder he was furious. This? But you didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned to save your family after your tavern was shut down. But that's... You're a good person, Celeste. You did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that. Just shut up. What? Shut up! Just stop it! The dark potion he had before was slowly breaking down. You weren't there! You didn't hear what he said to me! In his final moments, he could only think about how I betrayed him. I could see in his eyes, there's no way he would have forgiven me. Take a look at this picture, Celeste. What? A shattered bottle? Wait, is that a bottle of Lotus Juice? Do you know where I found this? On the floor of your family's inn. What? That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it in Wyvergard. Brother knew how much you loved this drink. He called in a few favors just so he could have it imported for you. What? He did that? Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything. That doesn't change anything. If he did all that for me, it was before he knew about my secret. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth. That's not true at all. What the hell would you know about him? You're
barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? Don't you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? Well, you know the truth, there's no way he would ever forgive me for what I did. Not just the fact that he brought that drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it shattered. What do you mean? Your mother said that the bottle was stowed away in her room before your argument. I found the shattered bottle in the lobby, where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. That can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended. What? Why would he have it? It's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He was going to give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you. He was going to apologize? Your father loved you, Celeste. And as tragic as it is, he was going to try to apologize to you before he was murdered. I don't like this. My daughter. Working some mercenary little things. Come on, Dad! You know I can handle myself. I don't doubt it. But you still shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes. Because, Ian, Dad, we won't be able to survive unless I do this. Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter. We'll love you until the day we die. Dad, did I ever think that? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad. Since I've barely been keeping it together throughout the whole argument. But her realization is finally causing her to break down. She begins crying loudly as she quickly embraces you. In a cold, dark place, she probably hadn't felt warmth of any kind for days. Caught off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time. She looks at you and gives you a warm smile. Probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since this whole ordeal started. Thank you. Is everything really going to be okay? I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. It doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're a man, king, or god. You're completely different now. What happened to the nervous wreck from before? Please forget about that. Anyways, take some time to rest. The trial's going to resume soon. But you've done everything you can for now. You've learned a lot about what happened the night of the murder. Just hope it's enough. Even with your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned. Has Pierce told you all the details, Mr. Rudolph? Will you remember them? Yes, I pride myself on my... What game was it? I think it was Aviary Tourney. Where I had to Google words and, like, hear them out loud.
Eidetic.
Eidetic memory. Just so there are no misunderstandings, I do not approve this. You said yourself, Lady Steelwind. There's no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. We don't know what sort of tricks Ruby Tomorrow might pull tomorrow. Just see this as a way of securing a just verdict. Alright. I'm not sure how long this case is. It's kind of hard to gauge. But I think we're going to stop there for now. Okay, I know I said at the beginning I was kind of scared. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm really liking this game. And now I have to recommend it to all my friends. Alright. I should be back on tomorrow. I'm going to snooze this ad because we're done streaming. Yeah. Good game so far. I'll definitely keep playing it. I'm hooked. I'm glad I'm instantly hooked. Because there hasn't been a game yet that I've streamed where I just wanted to stop mid playthrough. Or where I did stop mid playthrough. I think the only game that came close was Okami. And I'm glad I stuck through that game. But yeah. But there hasn't been a game I started where I was immediately like, I do not want to keep playing this, like after the first or second stream. But yeah. We're gonna stop there for now. We're gonna rate SETI, give him a smiley face, and wish him good luck. I should be back on tomorrow. We'll play this, we'll play more Galaxy, and yeah. Catch you all later. Have a good rest of your day. Peace out.